important part of it, as I see it, because the new sun alone can't do anything without us. And we are the ones who, once we understand it, are ready to implement it.
Bereit sind.
I think the Neue Sonne Austria appealed to me from the very beginning. It opened up a field for me that I couldn't have even imagined or even thought was possible.
Die Idee gekommen wäre, dass sowas möglich ist.
Back to paradise.
Okay, I knew what was going on, but the connections with names and organizations and how it all connects, yes, there was a lot of new stuff there.
War sehr viel Neues dabei. Das ist im Grunde genommen ganz richtig, dass in Zukunft.
It's fundamentally right and important that we act together and sovereign in the future, and that's exactly where Neue Sonne Austria comes in. And that's also the reason why Karl teaches here, because I see this as a lesson and a way of imparting knowledge.
Warum der Karl hier unterrichtet? Weil ich sehe, das ist Unterricht und die Wissensvermittlung.
One thing is the information that Karl conveys, and the other, which is perhaps even more important, is all the people you meet here and interact with.
Mit dem man in Austausch gehen kann.
Für mich war es ganz entscheidend und wichtig, dass ich nicht zufrieden bin mit dem, was
For me, it was crucial and important because I'm not satisfied with what's been happening so far in our system, in our way of life. And it doesn't help us if we demonstrate or get upset. We have to take action ourselves and implement our ideas and visions.
Einfach Ideen und Visionen zum Umsetzen. Und nachdem einfach da für mich keine.
And since there was simply no solution for me, I decided, yes, we have to take matters into our own hands and build a community and a family.
Drumherum natürlich eine Gemeinschaft, eine Familie.
The reason was that Karl had previously given a lecture at our StoaReich association. I found it very interesting and wanted to learn more about it. And that's why I'm attending a course for the second time.
I've been working on this topic for about 20 years, and it was through Joseph that I came to this course.
I already gained my first impressions during the presentation, and it was even the initial spark for me to say yes, I would like to have more information about that and simply want to know more details. And that was the reason we're here now.
Der Grund für mich war, ich habe den Karl vor einigen Wochen am Vortrag hier kennengelernt und mir hat das Thema.
Yes, the reason for me was that I met Karl at a lecture, and the topic interested me greatly, in relation to what the hospitallers are doing now, because this split from the Knights Templar is understandable in the history of the Templars. That's a good thing because I'm a local historian, and I'm fortunate enough to be able to do research at a castle here, which is an old Templar castle, and where we've discovered a lot of interesting things. And for me, it all somehow connects. And now we're in a new era where these things are coming to the surface, and that for me is the main reason why I'm here. One of the first steps I took while researching Falkenstein Castle was to discover that a sword was found in 1896, but it disappeared in the Upper Austrian state archives. It's inevitably a Templar sword, because the insignia was engraved on the sword. And recently we found some pottery shards in the castle, bearing the Templar cross. This in turn is an indication that the Templars were and still are here in Upper Austria.
Das wieder ein Hinweis ist auf die Existenz der Templer hier in Österreich.
Mein Grund war, weil mir eben schon viele Jahre.
My reason was because I've been thinking about the meaning of life for many years, and then, over time, about the economy and business finance associations and the power dynamics involved. What's going on there?
Genau, das ist diese.
So I thought I'd find out more about finance and financial systems here.
Informationen über Finanzwesen und Finanzsysteme zu erfahren.
Ja, ich habe schon gehört von der Neuen Sonne.
Yes, I've heard about the new sun, and I was very interested. And it's going exactly in the direction I want to go. I don't agree with many things anymore. And from what I've heard, the new sun is breaking new ground, and that interests me.
Und was ich gehört habe, geht die neue Sonne neue Wege und das interessiert mich.
Ich habe von der neuen Sonne gehört.
I once heard about the new sun. The idea was outlined to me, briefly explained. What I heard fits very well with what I want for the future and, to some extent, what I'm already working toward myself. And it wasn't really a question for me whether I wanted to participate in this course and this forum, because I think I can learn valuable things there.
Teilnehmen möchte, weil ich denke, ich kann da Wertvolles lernen.
Wenn ich mir das recht überlege, ich beschäftige mich schon sehr lange mit
When I think about it, I've been involved with finance and the financial world for a long time. I'm an insurance salesman and a state-certified financial advisor, among other things. In all the training courses I've taken, I wanted to know what's really behind it all. I always had the feeling they weren't telling me the truth. It wasn't what only the elites know. They keep the truth to themselves and only pass on to those below what's necessary for us, so that you can get contracts or customers or something else. And that manifested itself in my gut feeling that I would say, that's out. I can't participate in that, or I don't like that. But then my revolutionary spirit comes along and asks, where are they lying to me?
Oder mein Revoluzergeist kommt daher und sagt, ich will jetzt genau wissen, wo es mir anliegen. Und so bin ich auf viele Sachen draufgekommen und habe dann nach Lösungen.
And that's how I discovered many things and then looked for solutions.
Ich habe nicht gesucht.
No. I wasn't looking, I was open to the possibility that solutions could come to me. And that's how the new sun came to me, and the concept, or rather the way it's presented, is something that absolutely matches my gut feeling. It fits exactly where I was looking, what was out there.
Absolut ident. Das passt genau dorthin, wo ich geschaut habe, was es gibt.
So, there are many different perspectives. And there are many alternative topics that concern the respective people, which you don't encounter in such depth in everyday life, or can't encounter.
Ich beschäftige mich schon mein halbes Leben lang.
I've been dealing with similar visions and similar ideas for half my life. And what I heard was absolutely identical to me. And I was so happy to join this new sun.
Ich habe mich so gern dieser neuen Sonne angeschlossen.
Wir sind da und das ist wirklich, das erfüllt mich mit absoluter Freude.
We're here. And what truly fills me with absolute joy and makes me incredibly proud are the participants and everyone who helps out, as well as our dear Vice President, as well as Ingi who supports us and is there everywhere. That we have truly become a community and a family in such a short time. And these family participants who are taking part in the course again, like our brothers and sisters as the Slavic principle says, are natural multipliers. They are the representatives. They are the ones who bring this new spirit to the regions, to the states, to the towns, to the families.
In die Orte, in die Familien hinaustragen.
I've gained a lot of insights here. Why did I attend the course a second time? Because it was very intensive. I learned a lot of new things I didn't know about before, how things work in the world. Mostly, of course, but not as intensively. That's why it's called an intensive course.
Ja, würde ich auf jeden Fall.
I would definitely recommend the intensive course, and I'll probably do it again because you learn a lot of background information.
What does that mean? That's the real reason I came up with this topic. Neue Sonne Austria. It was a networking meeting for club presidents, and the person who organized it had the motto, "No entry for idiots."
Yes, that's how it is for me. I've been interested in topics like this for a long time. And what I really like about Karl is that he gets to the heart of it very well. Because with such a complex topic, you naturally learn something new, and again, about the existing World Bank system. But what interests me even more so far is what's next, what the outcomes will be, and I'm still very excited about this, what the next weeks and months will bring, because a lot is happening there at the moment.
Ich nehme mal an neuen Erkenntnissen mit, dass schon viel passiert ist.
I'm taking with me the realization that a lot has already happened, especially now, also with regard to the financial system, and that many people are already on this path.
Auf diesem Weg unterwegs sind.
Erkenntnisse für mich sind, ja, dass es irgendwas gibt schon.
My insights are that there's already something emerging, something that's already relatively well developed, and that will be launched in the near future. In the old system, which essentially doesn't work anymore in every respect, I don't see any area where one can think of leaving it as it is, because one really has to start from scratch. And I think these approaches that are here are actually a big step in the right direction.
Ich finde, diese Ansätze, die da sind und das, was schon da ist, dass das eigentlich ein großer Schritt in die Richtung ist.
Und ja, ich glaube, wir alle spüren die Gesellschaft so wie sie jetzt
I think we all feel that society as it is now needs alternatives. It won't continue like this for much longer, and I think this can be a building block, where everyone can contribute their skills. An alternative that can, in principle, be part of a new basis. That is, as it appears to me so far.
Also so wie sich das bis jetzt darstellt und
And we have so many people, not just here in the Mühlviertel, who have great projects running and have been doing so for a very long time, and that's simply the most important thing for me, especially for our children, that the children get a different direction again.
Wieder andere Richtung kriegen.
My vision, and not just a vision, but also a certain sense and feeling that we're getting back to the point where we're not just doing everything through finance, doing everything through money, but really just doing.
nur zu tun.
Like-minded people meet in a sovereign community, in this case a sovereign cooperative, and share their expertise. Everyone can utilize their strengths and talents, and then they simply create something new, something good, something that's regionally applicable, and not globally.
Und nicht global. Eine Vision habe ich sicherlich auch. Ja, ich möchte.
I certainly have a vision too. I want to be a part of it and make my contribution to the new world.
An der neuen Welt.
How it's structured and who's behind it, and so on and so forth. This is the first time in a long time that I've said to myself, this is something, it makes sense, and it goes deep. It doesn't just deal with the now and the future, but it shows where in the past is what happened, and on what basis this entire construct we live in today is happening. And if I don't know the past, then I can't deal with the new. It's like a traumatic experience in childhood. It occupies you your entire life, and you can no longer remember what it actually is that limits your ability to act. That's why it's always important to deal with it. Where does it come from? Who are the people behind it? And that's the only way I can resolve it. There's nothing like a coffee in the morning. I think I was a janitor in Vienna at some point because I love coffee so much. My vision has been in my mind since childhood, to transform this world into a loving, peaceful place. one that fosters a prosperous coexistence so we can continue to live in peace without destroying the planet in order not to eat the planet's hair off its skull.
Dem Planeten die Haare vom Schädel zu fressen.
Am Lehrgang hat sich viel bestätigt, was ich einfach sonst teilweise vom Hörensagen kennt habe.
The course confirmed a lot of things I had only heard about by hearsay. Yes, I hadn't observed the whole banking structure very closely. I knew something was amiss, but I'd never really looked into how it was structured.
Das habe ich noch nie befasst.
Ja, ich war einmal beim Vortrag von Karl.
Yes, I once attended a lecture by Carl and thought, okay, so, a lot of questions arose within me that I couldn't answer. About topics I hadn't encountered before. And then I thought, okay, it makes sense to delve into this a bit more, just to gain a bit more clarity for myself. Things were confirmed for me, even things that I hadn't been aware of until now.
War mir bis jetzt noch nicht so bewusst.
Die Informationen.
The information on the existing financial system, for example. I already knew the basics, but all these connections, the subsequent explanations, such detail.
Ausführlichkeit.
Ich habe so viele neue Erkenntnisse gewonnen.
I've gained so many new insights. I've attended several courses and many lectures, and each time I take away new insights and new visions. Above all, and what's really valuable, is the many people I meet there, all of whom share similar ideas that make us realize we are not alone. There are so many of us. We are so many. I would definitely recommend the intensive course. I think everyone should hear it at least once. And then you can always decide whether to join our new Sun or not.
Unserer neuen Sonne anschließt oder nicht.
Die neue Version ist, dass wir die Menschen in Österreich, die
My new version is that we simply lead the people in Austria out, and that we become more numerous. That people truly achieve freedom and move away from dependence, away from pressure. All of these things can change. And despite all the negative things we feel, especially in Austria, we still have great, enormous potential. Our economic system must change globally, and the beginning can only be regional, in the family, in the smallest nuclei, and then spread further.
Muss sich global verändern und der Beginn kann nur sein regional in der Familie.
And this new financial system now simply enables us to carry out the whole thing.
Das Finanzsystem ermöglicht jetzt ganz einfach auch, dass wir das Ganze durchführen können.